All right, so my name is Conley Miller. I'm the founder of FitLocal, and I'm here with the trainer and gym owner.
Kwaku Akore.
Nice to meet you, Kwaku. He's nice enough to let us come to his gym today and just kind of get a perspective on his story and just kind of see what's going on. So the first question for the day, who were you before you were a trainer? So what was your relationship with your fitness and health?
So that is a long time ago.
Okay.
Now, my journey to fitness has started with my childhood. I've always been a soccer player.
Okay.
Growing up, soccer was a big part of who I was.
Yeah.
And to become great at it, you have to train.
So when did you start? Like 5, or were you talking younger?
Soccer is something that back home. So I'm originally from Ghana.
Okay.
And back home, as soon as you can walk, you're kicking a ball.
Yeah.
So it's something that we did, but
it was
really
like
structured.
age.
Yeah, structured soccer was like 5, 6.
Okay.
But then, as we got older, we realized that in order to be great, you have to train.
Okay.
So it's embedded in us. It became part of who we were.
So like even before 10, you started
Not necessarily weightlifting, but
okay.
exercising.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Now, weightlifting started much later,
okay.
But exercising, being disciplined around exercising, started that early.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, so it was very like childhood.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool, that's cool. So what did it look like? So there was basically from day one, it looked like you had,
you
train.
You train, you train for a game, you practice for a game, and that structure stayed with me.
So you think it had a really big development, it helped you on your development journey?
100%.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. And then so when did you start transitioning from like soccer and everything
into strength training? So my mid-teens, that's when I started strength training.
Okay.
It was more of something where it wasn't really structured, it was something we did with friends,
right. So it was just kind of fucking around.
Yeah, something like that, more of creating a bond with friends, more of a brotherhood, right? And something that stayed with me. And when I moved to United States, when I really took it seriously was when I was about 23.
So when did when were you able to come over to the States?
When I was 19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I moved out to the States.
And so what was that like? So that gap between 19 and 23 before you took it seriously?
It was just still playing soccer.
Okay.
No, not really. Taking strength training
so it was more
seriously.
Of a hobby.
More of a hobby.
Okay.
Not really taking it seriously.
So what did that look like? Was it like you did soccer in the morning and then you did training in the evening, or how did that day go?
It was. So my day would look like I'll work, then go play soccer during the weekend.
Okay.
Practice with friends during the weekday. When we have a game during the weekend.
Okay.
So that was the main focus, and then maybe go to the gym. And I was more on doing cardio than strength training.
Right.
So focus on cardio.
Yeah.
And then put 1 or 2 sets.
Being soccer background, you need that metabolic conditioning.
Yeah.
You need to go to the distance. It's a lot of endurance training.
Exactly.
You're doing a lot of long sprints, long travels. My sisters used to play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I played it a little bit. I only played it for a season, but their endurance was crazy. So,
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion, if you want to be a well-rounded athlete, you need both.
Both.
For
so
sure.
that is what I realized later on. So I would say I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, or later down the line, I realized that in order to get to become a good soccer player, you have to incorporate strength training as well.
So did you start looking into certifications? Did you start looking like, where did that kind of like, I just started in the weight room and you started taking it seriously. So how did that story go?
Yes, exactly like that.
Okay.
Once I started taking it seriously, I wanted to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Learning more about it led to me wanting to do certifications and learn,
And who was your certification through?
My first one I got through was with ACE.
Okay.
I got it through ACE, but then, as the years went on, I got one with ACSM.
Okay.
I have one with a bunch with NASM.
NASM, yeah. NASM seems to be they're clearing the field right now when it comes to the industry.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a little bit more into, did you have any role models, or did anyone inspire you through that fitness journey? Was it maybe a close friend or maybe a bodybuilder or anything like that?
So when I considered taking it seriously, it was an uncle of mine who's a physical therapist.
Okay.
And it's just seeing how, just by training people using exercises, strength training, he was making a huge impact in people's lives. It just sparked that desire in me, like, that's great.
You help that person.
You help that person, and it's making an improvement. You can clearly see the improvement in that person's life.
Yeah.
That is what I want to do.
You make them confident. Just throughout my career and everything like that, it's been honestly the blessing to work with so many people.
Yeah.
Because you're taking them from, usually in my experience, when people come into gyms or they're starting their fitness journey or they're doing these things, they're at a low point. They're going through either divorce or they're going through some type of trauma, or they're coming from cancer or trying to recover from addiction. And usually, like, when they come to my door or your door, I need help.
Yeah.
And they need help restructuring their life, and this is what that's kind of all about, and that's beautiful, man. I'm glad that you're it's sadly sometimes a lot of people in the industry, kind of get into it for vainness and stuff like that, but when you really start doing it, you start to realize this is about helping people.
I agree.
Okay, so then what problem do you feel like what was your kind of jumping off that, like how did you feel to solve, like, what problem do you feel called you to solve that problem?
So, my desire, like I said, my uncle inspired me. I wanted to become a physical therapist. Okay. So that was my initial desire.
Okay.
Now,
what happened there?
I did some internships. I worked with some physical therapy facilities in Minnesota.
Okay.
What I noticed was the fact that, when you think about physical therapists, great, they improve people's lives all the time, but it feels like it's for a season.
It is for a season.
And the person moves on.
Yeah.
You might never get to see this person again.
Yep.
And for me, the desire is to have a continuous impact in the person's life.
For sure.
So that was where the mindset shifted a bit, saying, okay, I love physical therapy, but I might want to do something totally different from it. It's still, in that same realm where we're helping people.
They're touching the same worlds. They're sisters and brothers, for sure.
Using the same concept of strength training, resistance training to help people, but I want to have a lasting impact in that person's life. And so that's where the shift,
I just remember throughout my career and everything like that too, is just like when you take them from holding their hand from day one, and then you're taking them from like, okay, now like go, you know what I mean? Like you're setting them free, like you built the confidence, they're a whole new person. And it's just, honestly, in my opinion, it's a blessing to help people with that,
100%.
sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So, okay, and so finish this sentence honestly. I became a trainer because I couldn't stand seeing people blank.
I became a trainer because I couldn't stand that, people were not training the right way.
Yeah. You see a lot of bad form.
A lot of bad.
All the Instagram girlies and all that.
Yes. people were not training the right way.
Yeah.
It's you go to a gym and you're like,
oh my Lord,
what's going on here? Why are you doing that?
Exactly. They don't even know the why half the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that just lit something inside of me. It's like, you know what? There has to be somebody who can teach people how to do it the right way.
Exactly.
And that is what inspired me to like let's go into this. Let's do this the right way.
And so then now we're kind of going into more of the journey of being a coach, right? So what did you ever doubt this path? Did you ever have like any moments you're like, I don't know if I could do this, or I don't know if I'm a good coach, or what did that kind of, becoming a coach at the beginning look like for you?
Well, definitely. I think for me, when I first started, it was something I was doing on my own, training friends, training people, but working
in start.
Yes.
Yeah.
So working with Discover Strength, when you start and you're with professionals who've been in the business for years, who have dedicated their lives to reading articles and studying how to train people, sometimes you feel inadequate when you feel like, oh, so this is the standard I need to meet.
Right.
And
it's
then
high sometimes.
It's
intimidating.
Quite high. So you have that inferiority complex. You're dealing with that.
For sure.
So in the beginning, that was there.
Yeah.
But I've never met a challenge that I didn't
Okay.
want to tackle. So
I like that. And
yeah.
so lessons from clients. So you've worked with many clients over the years. You've probably helped a lot of
Yeah.
people, right? What has working with clients taught you about people?
About people,
Yes.
that's a good question. I will say as a trainer, the biggest thing will be people want to be heard.
Yes. Okay.
People want to be heard. Now, a lot of times, trainers go in or we see a client and the first thing we're thinking of is, oh, this is my solution. This is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But rather take a step back and listen to the client. It might change your perspective on how to train that
So
person.
for all the
right?
trainers that are watching back home, you'd say, especially new ones, like, hey,
Yeah.
be more, not patient is not the right word I'm looking for, but more like, hey, here.
Yes.
Okay.
Think about it this way. It's not about you.
Yep.
It's about the client.
Yep.
So
Facts.
you
That's
have
true.
to change your mindset around that.
Yep.
It's
like
not about what you know. It's not about what you're gonna do. It's about what the client wants and needs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those sometimes don't always mix either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What are the moments with clients that you'll never forget? Like, what's has there been like a breakout or a sad moment or a hurrah kind of moment?
So there've been so many of them, in the last few years, but I'm just gonna touch on one that happened recently.
Okay.
So Discover Strength originated from Minnesota. Okay. That's where it started.
Okay.
And we've had clients who've moved to different parts of the country. Now it's become a franchise where it's spreading out to different parts of the country. It's a growing business.
Yeah.
And we have a long time client who's in Austin.
Okay.
He had been training with Discover Strength for, I think, over 11 years.
Wow. Loyal.
He's very loyal.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have this in Austin, so he had been struggling. So when he heard that this would be opening up, he reached out to us.
Wow.
And he drove all the way from Austin.
That's crazy.
I think he lives a little bit past Austin.
Yeah, maybe South Austin,
So
hopefully.
it's like 2 hours to here to get a session in.
Wow.
Now, the biggest thing he came in here for is to work on his lower back.
Yeah.
He has been going to other places trying to strengthen his lower back. He couldn't get the relief he was looking for until he started working with that. So those stories, hearing people talking about how
commitment.
Yeah,
That's
commitment to
right
his
there.
workouts, and also the fact that he knows that at Discover Strength there's going to be a detailed program around strengthening his lower back.
For sure.
Then there's another client who, when we opened, they came in the very first day, husband and wife. The wife had been going through the last few months where she could not turn her torso without feeling pain.
Yeah.
She came in, we told her exactly what a plan would look like.
Yeah. So you need to work on the transverse plane a lot more.
And when we put everything together, at the end, I think right now they're on vacation, but the last session they had before they left, we took her through a full range of motion.
Nice.
On the trunk.
Wow.
And she felt nothing at all. And that's what we live for, hearing stories like that, like making changes in people's lives, making differences.
Yeah.
That's what we live for.
That's the beauty of it.
So those will be my two recent ones that
I love it. I love it.
I love that.
So what do clients often struggle with that has nothing to do with workouts from your experience with working with clients?
I think the biggest thing is that client struggle with, besides the workout, will be time.
Okay, interesting. Making the time for it,
or just time at all to do anything.
Yeah.
It's
a very demanding world.
Very demanding world. Kids, work, everything that you got going on is struggling to figure out, okay, how do I allocate time to do this, allocate time to do that? And so if you can provide a service where they'll get the most out of it in that,
in that hour
or 30 minutes for us, it's 30 minutes per session.
Yeah.
And then go on and enjoy the rest of their day.
Okay.
It makes a huge difference.
Okay. What do you wish more people understood about consistency?
That's a good question. Now, consistency is always. So I always think consistency and discipline go together.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So if you're disciplined, you're going to be consistent.
Yeah.
If you're consistent, you'll be disciplined.
Right.
So consistency, if you're not consistent, I mean, a lot of times clients come in, they have all these goals they want to achieve.
Right.
Now, in order for you to achieve those goals, you have to be consistent.
Right.
So for me, consistency equals results.
Okay.
So if that client, you're able to educate that client about that, I think half of your job is done.
Yeah. Do you ever have, I mean, you've been in the industry for a while, do you ever experience like, your no call, no shows and your, like, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you treat that? What's your remedy or what's the conversation look like when, I say an example, I'm booking sessions with you and I'm just not showing up and I catch you even here and there. I'm 3 times a week and then I catch one of them. What would that conversation look like?
I think a lot of times, people have other things going on besides the workout.
Yeah, their health,
or maybe some personal things in their lives that you are not aware of.
That's true.
So the most important thing is to, in my opinion, is to detach yourself from it. And then get down, ask the question, like, be, straightforward with the person. Hey, is there anything going on that, I need to be aware of? Or maybe,
being mindful about their
other things,
life,
their lives, other things going on.
Because you get really personal with a lot of people.
You
work with people half an hour at a time. It's not just the weight room routine and the workouts and the teaching of it all. You built a relationship with them.
100. That is true. That's what it is.
Yep.
Besides their doctor, you're probably the next most important person.
For sure.
Outside of their family that they will be interacting with on a
holding
weekly
their
basis.
hand through the journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just that, asking that question. Now, once you figure that out, you can, work with them. Maybe instead of doing a 3 times frequency, work with them, build a 1-time frequency where there's a consistency, where they can come in once a week, and then gradually add on to that.
Yep. Because baby steps.
Baby steps.
I like
exactly.
that. Okay. So now going into your training philosophy, or Discover Strengths at least, more your side of things. How would you describe your coaching style in a plain language?
Evidence-based.
Evidence-based. Okay.
Yes.
So very science-based.
Very science-based.
Okay.
Every single thing we do here follows what the latest research is saying.
Okay.
Whether it's
anything you read recently, I'm kind of a little behind. Anything you could educate the audience on?
Yes, we recently this Tuesday talked about. I'm trying to remember. Is it no? Was it
like a nutrition thing?
No, it's more on the exercise part, where we're comparing weight loss. But it's more on weight loss. Where people who did cardio, people who didn't exercise at all, and people who did strength training. Now,
and their weight loss journey.
The weight loss journey. Everything else is the same. We kept, according to the study, everything else was kept the same.
Right. There are no variables.
No.
Okay.
So the only thing that the difference had to be the non-exercise, cardio, and strength training. And for years, people have been made to believe that if you want to lose weight,
you need your cardio.
You do cardio.
Right.
And it's so hard to convince people that
it's not the case anymore. Yeah.
And
it's a part of it.
Yes, it's a part of the journey. But if you really are serious about it, then you have to do strength training. So that article was very clear on that.
That's interesting.
The difference, yes, cardio lost weight, but the difference between the two,
more muscle mass, more caloric.
Exactly.
We read the same pages, boss. I like it. All right. So what's something you refuse to compromise on as a coach? So with working with the client, right? They're like, I don't want them. They're being pushed back. And you're like, hey, I want you to be successful.
What I don't compromise on at all is form. Because form is everything.
Right.
When it comes to safety, if your form is not great, you can get injured.
You don't get weight.
Right.
Exactly.
And a lot of times people compromise on form just for reps or to lift more weight.
Right. That's true.
That's ego lifting. We don't do that here.
Exactly.
So we want to focus on form. Form is the basis for everything.
Okay.
With right form, you're gonna progress properly.
Yeah.
You're gonna progress safely.
Yeah.
So that is one thing.
Cool.
You know.
Cool.
I would not compromise on at all.
Growth and perspective, right? What are some mistakes you make early that made you better long term? So when going back to kind of like earlier mistakes when you're intimidated and stuff like that, what is there's the education portion of training, right? Now we're going into the experience. So like your experience when you started training, what were some of the mistakes you made early on for young coaches that you were like, okay, I wish I knew this?
Yes, I think the biggest mistake would be thinking frequency equals results. The more you do, you know, the quicker the results will be, or you get the results that way.
So in the sense more of like recovery versus
Yeah,
stress?
Yes. So thinking, you know, a lot of people coach that, hey, you got to come in 5 times a week,
Right.
you know, 4 times a week, and thinking that's the way to train. And now that I'm you know, that was me in the beginning.
Yeah.
Years into it, understand that recovery
Is more important.
is more important than
that's
anything
80%.
else.
It's
It's
that-
more
or
important.
90, really.
It is more important than anything else.
Yeah, that's sleep
and
and
it's
eating.
it is so hard when you try to convince clients like, hey, I need you to take the next 2-3 days off, no strength training.
Yep.
I need you to recover.
Okay.
And that is where I think
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a big
beginning-
disconnect because
Yeah.
that's very commonplace. For the longest time, it was that five days a week, or maybe 3 on, 1 off, or 2 on, 1 off. You know, but now that the research is coming out, it's okay. Interesting. Learned something new today. Okay, what's something you had to unlearn as a coach?
Something I had to unlearn as a coach. That's a good question. I got to think about this. I think one of the things that I would say has to be, I talked about that earlier, but for me, it has to be thinking that the workout is about me.
Yeah. So you had to take your person. You had to not take the industry as personal.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, when a client doesn't meet their goal, it's because I was a terrible trainer, I didn't do my job, or why is the client not listening to me? Why is the client not doing what I want them to do?
Okay.
You know, and if a client gives me a pushback, I used to take it personally. Because, you know.
So there's a lot more detachment now.
Yeah. So
from
now,
the experience.
not necessarily detachment, but I'm no longer the center of it.
Okay.
You know, there's something else. The
More
client.
third-party perspective.
Yes. So
Okay.
there's the client who's the center now, and then I am just working with whatever they give me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for the trainers watching this, what is advice you would give a new trainer starting out?
I would say, one, find a mentor
Okay.
in the business, and then the most important thing is to educate yourself.
Okay. Read.
Read.
Yeah.
Read, because the research is constantly changing.
Yep.
You know, some few years ago, we were made to believe, the research was saying that as soon as you're done strength training, you got to get your proteins in right away.
That's
You
not
got to
the
get,
case.
but that's not the case
That's
now.
big supplement right
You know,
there.
So you have to read to get, to
Exactly.
get that information. So you
Yep.
you have to stay, on top of what the latest research is saying, because
Okay.
that's what is going to make you stand out from the rest.
Yeah.
in
And
the
just
field.
generic Joe
Yeah.
Blow at whatever commercial gym
Yeah.
down the road. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. So how do you protect your passion in the industry that can burn out people?
I think for me, it has to be the desire to always be better than
You were
I
yesterday.
was yesterday.
Okay.
So constantly for me, the way for me to not experience that burnout is to take care of myself.
Yeah.
You
put you first.
Put myself first.
Yeah.
Whether it's my nutrition, whether it's my
Sleep.
which I'm terrible at. I
Yeah,
have to
get
admit.
better.
It's getting better.
That's
but I'm
the real
terrible.
steroid I tell people.
that
You
is
want to
this-
actually improve? Get
Yeah.
that 8 hours, that REM
and-
sleep.
And then I also have to put in my workout.
Yep. Make time for yourself.
Make my time for myself.
Yep.
If once I get that,
Everything's great.
everything is great.
Yep, I feel that a lot.
Because
too.
that is the other part of what we try to do when we have clients. Try to educate them about health benefits. You know, thinking of resistance training as medicine, health benefit of resistance training.
Yep, it is medicine. It's preventative maintenance.
And
I always I tell clients all the time, I'm like, okay, so you have two options, right? You can either try to put this upfront investment, time and energy to make sure that your quality of life is there, especially now and later down the road, or you can suffer down. I think Marcus Aurelius or someone said something good. It's like people work their whole lives trading their health for wealth, just at their end of their life trading all their wealth for health. And that's what we're trying to tell y'all. It's now. It's today. Please go today. Please start today. I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care what. It doesn't matter. Today is a new day. Let's start a new chapter. Yep. So then, last little notes, last little bits for the people that are watching this at home. If someone is scared to start, what would you tell them?
I will go off right what you just ended with. Just start.
Just start.
Just start.
Just start.
Because the hardest thing is the beginning.
Yep.
The
moment 90 days.
The moment you start,
it's gonna get better.
It's just gonna get better.
Roger.
Now, also, you don't want to just start without clarity, without direction. So find somebody who is, who can help you,
yep.
who is very knowledgeable and can help you through the journey.
Thanks. All right, last one. Finish this sentence honestly. This journey gave me more than just fitness. It gave me blank.
So more than fitness, it gave me, say, destiny, my destiny.
I love that. That's good stuff right there. It's a calling for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So that will conclude Meet the Trainer. I forget what episode we're on, but we're going to get in the trenches. If you want to shout out the location and your Instagram, your socials, please do.
All right. So we're at Discover Strength Shavano Park, right here in Shavano Park. Our Instagram is going to be Discover Strength Discover Strength Shavano Park. Same thing with our Facebook. And my personal Instagram, that's a great question. I don't remember. Oh, I do. It's KAY_D83.
There you go.
Again, KAY_D83.
Yeah.
So if you have any question at all, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Or stop by and check us out.
He knows his stuff.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Right off on 4,000. Our address is 4,000 Pond Hill Road in Shavano Park.
Perfect.
All right.
Hey, boss, this was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you too, man. All right.